off here. We're going to go ahead and set up the screen. I want to invite any and all guests to jump up here and get ready to roll. We have an amazing session in store for you all. If you've been hanging around this EXP Realty track this morning, you know that everyone has been so excited, so passionate to share. We've had so many great audiences and awesome questions that we're just a little bit behind schedule. So we're going to do our best to make up the schedule. I know the team that's coming on behind us will be dynamic and ready to rock. Everybody has been an awesome 3 days. I hope you all have enjoyed it. Again, we're going to be talking about EXP's Spirit of Generosity, hosted by the amazing Lexi Sanchez, one and only Micah Mruat, and so many other cool special guests. I want to say thank you and welcome to Scott Sagirian up here on the stage as well. So everybody give us about 45, 60 seconds to get slides up on the screen, get everything ready to rock. Really excited to have you all hear some of the stories, understand some of the impact that so many of you are having. And again, a big thank you to those that have put this session together, Lexi and Micah and Scott and so many others, to bring you all EXP Spirit of Generosity breakout session. So kicking off here in just about 60 seconds, everybody will be ready to roll. And Scott, safe to say you are loading the slides in the center screen, correct? All right, it is converting. Perfect. Yes. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. Let's do a quick audio check-in. I've got yours. Micah and Lexi, do we have good audio loud and clear?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Green should be up.
All right. Awesome, everybody. Well, again, I want to say thank you all for being here. Appreciate you joining this session. If you've been with EXP for any length of time, you know that one of the things that the folks at this company do better than anywhere else I've ever seen in any industry is give, support, contribute, help one another, lift each other up. And I think that really starts from the top with our founders and our leaders, our executives. Everyone at this company is about supporting one another, giving, and that spirit of generosity. And no two people that I've had the chance to work with embody that more than Lexi and Micah. So excited to let Lexi and Micah lead us through this session. I'll be chiming in as we go, and we have a number of special guests. So let me welcome Lexi Sanchez, allow Lexi to introduce herself, and then Micah, and we'll get this thing rolling.
Woohoo! Wow, that was an amazing introduction. Thank you, Curtis. I am so absolutely thrilled to be here to talk with everyone today. And it's kind of funny, while we were waiting, I thought maybe we should warm up the crowd by telling everybody to stand up and stretch. But awesomeness that we don't have to do that. You get to do that on your own here in the world. So Micah and I have presented a lot of times together. We're really excited. I've been with EXP since December of 2016. I'm number like 1823 or something like that. I started in Oregon and now live in Arizona. And I have never loved being with an organization as much as I do EXP. And it's because of what we're going to talk about today and a million other things. But honestly, it's really about the people and the agent focus that we have here. Micah, go for it.
Absolutely. And, it's really tough to follow that because I could not agree more. And one of the reasons in developing I Heart EXP is just to show that we love EXP so much. So just a little bit of background. I do see some familiar faces. I've been with EXP since October of 2014, agent number 333. So been around a little while. Just like Lexi, I've relocated as well. So started out in Oklahoma, still have my license there. Have a license in Florida and recently relocated with a wonderful group of EXP agents down in Puerto Rico. So hoping my internet stays cooperative today on the island. But I could not be more excited to share, EXP, for being that it's a virtual company. I think unless you're with EXP and you really feel the community collaboration within the company, I don't think outsiders really understand how much community we sincerely have. And I think Extend a Hand and I Heart EXP, as well as many others, are just a contribution of that.
Absolutely right. I love it. So I'm going to take us through the slides here, and I will allow you all to kind of jump in and flow a little bit. Again, also, I didn't welcome officially with the slides, but I do want to welcome Scott Sagirian and say thank you, Scott, for your leadership and being the driving force behind so many things. You want to jump in, Scott, here for a minute and say hello?
Hey, everyone, I really do appreciate you coming today. I know you had a lot of choices and breakout sessions, so I know your heart brought you here today, so we very much appreciate that. When I started with the company in December of 2019, I was just overwhelmingly hit with just a lot of the core values here, right? And immediately Dave said, you got to get connected with the heart of the company. And soon after, I found Lexi and Micah and so many other agents here. So really I want to keep a lot of the focus on our agents here and how it's led from the agents perspective, but just every single day supporting this group and seeing the good that we do in the company and the community is just so important. I believe that in the future there's going to be just a tremendous amount of brokerages in the cloud, but it's really the culture that's going to keep us growing and to keep us as a family. So very excited to be part here.
Appreciate it, Scott. So go ahead, Lexi.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm just going to jump off of that. Sorry, Curtis. I was, going to give you a little bit of the history. So Micah and I have served on several different committees and groups. We were part of the founding members of the Agent Advisory Council, and that's kind of where we got started with Extend a Hand. In the fall of 2017, we had a really tough hurricane year. First, Houston was hit by Harvey, and then Irma hit Florida. We had another one hit in South Carolina. It was a really tough year. And what happened was there were water shortages. We had agents who were out there trying to save their clients' homes and their own homes. You may recall, some of you, George Huntoon, an agent down in Houston, literally getting on a boat and running rescue missions for days on end. The guy didn't sleep for like 3 days. It was amazing. And it was all to be there for each other. So the Agent Advisory Council had a meeting on an early Sunday morning in the world. That's the most amazing thing about our whole virtual environment, is it doesn't matter where you are or what time it is, you can all get together face to face. And we decided we were going to take action. So Glenn decided to start a GoFundMe account so that we could start purchasing water. We could rent some trucks to get them down there to people. And like most things in a new developing company, there were some rough roads, but I'll tell you, everybody pitched in. We had agents calling on agents day and night just to touch base to say, hey, how's it going? So this really started a spin-off of us saying, this is what we want to be doing. So Extend a Hand was officially founded shortly thereafter to say, we're going to create a cadre of agents who are going to work in the service of supporting other agents who have life's difficulties. It happened. So what we do with Extend a Hand is we run a grant funding program. Everybody can apply for a grant. We're pretty quick about the review process and the funding of those grants. And the whole idea is, when an agent has a problem with, or a staff member for that matter, has a problem with a family member or a health issue or a natural disaster or any number of things, we know that they often need some financial help to get over that hump. Real estate's not an easy job, is it, guys? And sometimes if you can't get out there and sell a house, you need some help. So that is solely what we do. And then Micah had this amazing idea that she's going to tell you about, and we kind of just joined forces. So we have kind of an internal focus with Extend a Hand, and then this incredible extension with iHeart EXP, which I'll let Micah tell you about right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just sitting here reflecting. I still remember making those calls, having the list of calls and calling agents down in Houston. And I cannot believe that was 4 years ago. Boy, does time fly. So yeah, iHeart EXP was founded a year after. And just to give you guys just a little bit of history, it was always something that was in the talks, in the works. As you guys know, as a growing company, we had a lot of things going on. But really what triggered it was, I was in an agent attraction meeting with the top agent from another firm. And they said, you know, I love everything about EXP, but I want to see the heart. And I said, well, what do you mean? And I said, I want to see the heart in the computer. How can you possibly have community collaboration, you know, culture, as Curtis mentioned, and Scott, how can you have culture in a virtual campus? And I'm like, well, I knew that we did. I've been with EXP, you know, I've been with EXP for 6.5 years now. So it's one of those that really kept me up at night. And through that night, I woke up and I was like, I have it. I want the I Heart EXP. If you think about the I Love New York shirts, something that we can really show the community who we are. Because I hope everybody agrees in the room. I believe EXP is much more than just a real estate brokerage. It truly is a movement. It's a way of life. We have one of the most amazing cultures I've ever seen. And I was trying to figure out, how can we show that to the world? How can we embrace that and show that to the world? So we came up with the I Heart EXP collection. And in turn, we said, how can we partner with Extend a Hand, knowing that we needed to raise funds for Extend a Hand? How can we partner with Extend a Hand, which we'll get into detail. But through I Heart EXP, it actually benefits and raises funds for Extend a Hand. Plus, we're able to give back to our local communities. Plus, we're able to express and show to the world how much we all love EXP. When I approached Glenn about this, there was no hesitation back in 2018. He said, absolutely run for it. And it was very important for him to be agent led. And he was like, you know, full green light, let's go ahead and do it. So that's how I Heart EXP was founded. By the way, for those of you that don't know, October 6th, which is our Global Community Day, is the birthday of EXP, which, you know, Glenn chose that day. So just a little fact there.
Hey, Micah, I have an idea as I'm sitting here looking out at everybody. When we've done this in the past at different events, we always wear our I Heart EXP shirts. Do you think we could get Alex Howland and his team at Verbella to allow us to wear I Heart EXP shirts here in the world?
Well, I think that's a pretty good idea. Scott, Curtis, do we've got any any way of getting that done? Who agrees? Who thinks we should do that?
I love the idea. So amazing.
I love the idea. I know that putting words on a shirt or a sweater might be difficult, but let's see what we can do. I'm up for the challenge.
Maybe even a button. I know we do those. So when we're not wearing our other buttons, maybe we could wear an I Heart EXP button. Just food for thought. But I'll keep us moving. Sorry, I don't mean to be a big distractor, but I'm looking at it. It's so fun to see everybody's outfits, but it would be awesome to see those shirts. So
And
let me
Lexi, I
tell
think you
yeah.
remember when we presented at the last Shareholders, we actually saw everyone in the audience with the shirts on. So I definitely remember that.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I love that. So, you know, Micah has put together such a fantastic program that works hand in hand, not to be cheeky about it, but with Extend a Hand. So, as I mentioned, we are the component that works to support agents in need. The application process, we do have a workplace group. So, if you or someone you know needs some help from this program, you can go in and find that application. It's very short and sweet, and you can nominate somebody else. Our grant awards are currently up to $1,000. As I mentioned, we have a quick response time, and anybody that works at EXP as an agent, a staff member, or their immediate family members can qualify for one of our grants. And I will tell you, we are in the process of filing for our official 501c3 status, which will make us a legitimate, quote unquote, recognized philanthropy in the eyes of the government in terms of taxation and otherwise. So look for that coming very, very soon. We are at the end, almost past the finish line, so that you're going to be able to donate, to extend a hand, and also to receive a tax benefit for that gift. And Mike is going to talk about a lot of other ways, though, that you can help us grow the funds for Extend a Hand so that we can help lots of people. And you can see on this slide here, we have really been growing this program. We didn't have a plan when we started, of course, and it's been developing over time. What I can tell you is that every year we have granted more and more funds to people in need. Our 2020 number was huge. Year to date, right now, we're looking to at least double that number. We're hoping. So if you want to donate now, even before we're a 501c3, you can certainly do that. And our next slide is we'll talk a little bit about some of these gifts and examples of things that we've done. So Hurricane Laura in Louisiana we helped some people there. And one of the questions that we ask is to provide a breakdown of how funds will be applied um, for the person in need. And here you can see a great example. Someone said, money to pay bills and real estate expenses, relocation expenses, and fuel to commute back and forth from temporary housing. This is someone who completely lost their home, lost about 6 months worth of income, and I'm the main provider for the family with my real estate income. So that's exactly what we do. And then this person sent us a love letter to say thank you and said, hurricane evacuation and recovery is so expensive. I lost all but one deal. And the money from Extend a Hand is helping to keep my family afloat until the market recovers. So, we can't always support every little piece of need, but we do. And so it breaks down to about 34% natural disasters, 53% medical expenses and needs, and then 12% roughly that fall into the other category. And those are all kinds of things, you guys. We've helped people. It's sad to say, but we've helped people with funeral costs. We've helped people to purchase new cars or find a place to live. There's a lot going on in people's worlds. And I think most of us are pretty empathetic to that reality because we deal with people all day long and we know what can happen. And it happens to agents too. Our next slide is just another example of some of the appreciation that we get. So if you want to be part of, being able to help people who really just can't be, grateful enough, honestly, please look into the GoFundMe account right now. And then when it's time, feel free to give through the 501c3 as well. Scott, do you want to talk a little bit about our nonprofit status and kind of where we're going with that?
Absolutely, sure. Thank you. And I will be quick. I know we got a lot going on here. We have applied, and we don't know when we will be approved. We spent a lot of time on the front end making sure our application was absolutely correct. We used outside counsel that have done this before to make sure that our first application is the only one that we have to do. And so in the meantime, while we are awaiting that status, we are evaluating other platforms and vendors and different ways that we can really amp up our giving and our collection and our fundraising and our acknowledgement of of those fundraisers. So be on the lookout for that. With a lot of different options to be able to give and to share stories. And we're also looking at a lot of different local ways, a lot of methods that we can support agents in their local markets as well. Stay tuned to our place group for those announcements, and
Yeah.
we'll be excited. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to get involved, there are a couple of ways. I've had people reach out to me when they're bringing maybe a new brokerage or team or person on that is really into philanthropy. You're welcome to contact any of us here. We'd be happy to help you get involved. Especially Micah, because she is boots on the ground with that. But you can donate, as I mentioned, but more fun and more importantly, order iHeart EXP merchandise because all of those funds come to Extend a Hand. And with that, I'm going to pass the torch to Micah so she can tell you more about that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lexi and Scott. So, just real quick in the text chat, who has ordered or has any iHeart EXP merchandise? Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm super excited to hear that. If you guys haven't visited the store yet, definitely go to the brand store. There's the iHeart EXP collection, anything from shirts, hats, mugs. Leslie, last year we added mask and hand sanitizers. So make sure that you do go in and order some iHeart EXP gear. Not only do you get some cool, stylish gear to wear or to have, but also all the proceeds do go to Extend a Hand. So it's going toward a good cause as well. And change slides here. Hey, Scott, I don't know if you're running the slides or it's not clicking on my end. So All right, perfect. So as I mentioned, iHeart EXP was founded to show the heart of EXP, and as we know that we raise funds for Extend a Hand for agents, brokers, and staff in need. It's an agent-led initiative, so definitely if you want to give back, really, lead up your state or your local community, please let us know. Please let your state brokers know, or country leaders or province leaders, wherever you're located, and they will definitely help you kind of coordinate something local. So iHeart EXP merchandise, as we mentioned, can be purchased in the brand store, and all proceeds go to Extend Hand. So those are the three different ways that you can really give back to Extend a Hand and get involved with iHeart EXP. Not only can you help support us on our global day, but also in the meantime, help lead in your local area, state, province, country, wherever that may be. All right, I want to call up Joelle and Lewis. Joelle Bays and Louis Lita, these are dear friends of mine. They are from New Jersey, did an amazing job as the co-chairs last year. This was their first year really getting involved with iHeart EXP, as they had just joined EXP. And I could not be more proud of the effort that they put into, the success that they've had. And if you guys don't mind just giving us a couple of minutes and sharing your success story.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Is my audio okay?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah, first of all, I just want to let everyone know that I was completely honored to be able to lead the mission that we had in New Jersey to feed people who weren't able to provide last year, which obviously you guys know we all went through the same thing. But unfortunately, for a lot of families, they weren't able to provide the basic necessities for their family. So given the fact that we weren't really able to be very hands-on this year, we weren't really able to go out there and maybe clean someone's lawn or do some community service, we thought to ourselves, what would be the most practical thing to do that we could leverage? And we came up with raising funds so we can donate to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. So given the fact that last year was EXP's, well, this year is EXP's 11th year of being a company, we thought that the number 11 would have a lot of significance. So we set our sights on raising $11,000. And we also use the $11 donation, which would provide 33 meals, to try to raise the funds that way, because anyone can afford to donate $11. So we came up with a small team. We went and started canvassing, obviously, all the social medias and letting people know about it. And this year, we really symbolized that all across New Jersey. Thank you for the opportunity to be here up here with you, Mike. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Louis. Joelle, are you up here?
I don't
Hi,
think she was.
guys. I'm here. I'm sorry.
Awesome. Well, I know, Joelle, you're always a little bit quiet, but you equally played a significant role. And so if you just want to share a few words with us.
Yeah, I definitely think I was actually very happy to do this with Lewis this year. It was a great experience for me, especially helping out a place where I was born and raised, New Jersey. So helping other people just, again, brings warmth to my heart that other families are also getting help. It's not just yourself. And like Lewis said, for $11, come on, anyone can pay $11.
Awesome. No, absolutely. And you guys raised over $11,000, I believe. And that was just absolutely amazing. Awesome. Well, thank you both so much. I really appreciate it. And next we have Nicole Ricks from Texas. Again, everybody from all across the United States, even other countries, really contributed last year to iHeart EXP. These were just a couple of the success stories that really stood out to me. So, Nicole, if you're up here, I'd love for you to share some of the things you guys did in Texas.
Thank you so much, Micah. Good afternoon, my fellow EXP family. I am super excited to be here today. My name is Nicole Ricks. I've been with EXP since 2017, and I was honored to be asked to help out with EXP iHeart event last year, which was my first year being involved. And I absolutely fell in love when I got the call. I was like, absolutely, yes, sign me up. So I was honored and blessed to be a part of it. The thing that we did last year was very similar. We did the food bank as well. We had online donations for a GoFundMe. And that GoFundMe was Texas region specific. So because Texas is a large state, we did break it out to 5 different regions: Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, etc., where then each leader in that area would be able to take ownership of that area and get co-leaders. So there was a lot of participation in Texas. We had a very similar goal, which was 10,000, which we did end up meeting our $10,000 goal as well. This year, I think we'll probably raise the stakes a little bit, but it was our first year with the system that we had. And I would love to share the website with you guys. That way, if anyone is interested or has those same goals of helping with iHeartEXP this coming year, it's very simple the way that we put it together. You guys are welcome to contact me for details of that. And then I can definitely share with you what we did. But it was 5 different GoFundMes, and it was region specific. So that way, if one region needed something that another region didn't, they could use the money specifically. It ended up being all 5 regions did do the food bank. And then Houston did hands-on volunteering as well. And that was a huge thing because of COVID, it was a little bit difficult, but it was a huge thing that there were several people in Houston that went and volunteered as well. So that's pretty much what we did. And I'd be happy to share more, but I know we only have a few minutes. So Micah, do we have the website we can put in the chat box, or where do you want to put it? I can put it here.
I dropped it in the chat box for you, Nicole, and then I also put it up on the right-hand web screen. So if anybody wants to see the website, you all can just use your stage zoom button in the bottom of your EXP World window, and you can see what the iHeartEXP Texas website looked like. I was kind of scrolling around over here on the right-hand side as you were talking, Nicole.
Awesome. Thank you. So just one second. So these 3 buttons here were linked to different areas of the website, and it did have all regions. So let's say that you clicked here to if I can click donate now. When we donated now, you can then click on each region. So if I want to donate to Austin, or if I want to donate to San Antonio, I just clicked on that region, and the GoFundMe went directly to that. Okay. So that's definitely the website. I have a link tree as well, which I'll put in the chat box right now, which has like all of our posts, our social media, anything that we use to push it. Here you go, everyone. Perfect. No, perfect. Thank you so much, Scott, for bringing that up. It helped.
Wow, thank you so much, Nicole. Guys, don't we love how creative our agents are? I have to admit, you guys just blew it out of the water. I am not that creative, so certainly very, very impressed. Thank you so much, Nicole. I appreciate your time. So I think Nicole brought a great point, especially for some of the larger states, Texas is obviously a really big state. So they were able to provide, based on needs for different areas, which I think is something that's really important as we start to look in this year and how you start getting involved. So some of you may be asking how you can get involved. The first thing I would recommend is I hope everybody in this room goes to Workplace and join our iHeartEXP group. There is a global group. And so if you can join there as we start to get more information and start to roll out for our Global Community Day, I'm sure we'll be announcing things in leadership, but you can go to the Workplace group and post ideas. Also see what some of the other states and countries and areas did last year. Next, you can check with your local broker. So, again, this is an agent-led initiative. So although the brokers are there to help guide us and help, make sure that we're getting things done, this is agent-led. So we're definitely looking for leaders to step up and help the brokers. We all know that they're busy and really take initiative, just like you saw Lewis and Joelle and Nicole have done in their states, and really help organize a local event. So help start planning a local event, create a little committee, whether it's your state or your province, create a committee and see what really the need is going to be in your area. Check for your local, state, province, or country leader for planned events if they already have anything. And then, of course, use the social media hashtag EXP gives back. You can see all the different threads that people did different things from last year and the year before. And then last but not least, don't forget to go to the brand store and order your iHeartEXP merchandise, and also help support Extend the Hand through the profits from that merchandise. All right, as I mentioned, you've got mugs, hats, shirts, hand sanitizer, and masks. So there's no excuses, even if you don't wear a t-shirt. We all need masks right now. We need some hand sanitizer, right? And of course, many of us enjoy a cup of coffee. So there's a great collection of items. Just go to the brand store. You can order it. And I would do it quickly before they run out, and order your iHeart EXP swag. Again, the proceeds.
For pulling all this together. And, I know we were trying to make up a little bit of time here, and both Mike and Lexi did an amazing job here of getting us on schedule as we have a breakout that starts here in just about 3 or 4 minutes. But like Scott Zagirian typed there in the chat, I just want to challenge you all. If you're sitting here today, you're listening to the live stream, if you're an EXP agent, if you really believe in this mission to give back, I encourage you to get involved, right? We ask each and every one of you to come from a place of contribution. There's so many ways you heard here today that you can get involved with iHeart EXP. Additionally, you can get involved right now with Extend a Hand. We are always looking to refill our ability to contribute, to our agents and staff in need. So if you feel able and compelled to share a donation through our GoFundMe page to our Extend a Hand, we would love to have your donation and your contribution. Again, financially is just one way you can get involved. We would really love to have you all get involved in our iHeart EXP Day. And if you want to help us build and grow either of these initiatives or both, as Lexi mentioned, reach out to any one of us up here. We'd love to get you more involved. We'd love our agent leaders and contributors, and there's so many amazing opportunities to be involved. I'll throw out one little challenge. Lexi threw it out in the workplace chat. All of us that are up here today had a little workplace chat that we were, communicating with each other behind the scenes. And Lexi invited everybody to buy out the iHeart EXP store. Let's sell it out. Let's get shirts. Let's get hats. Let's get our masks. And then at EXP Con, the live event in November, we will likely have a little swag store where you can buy things, right there on the spot like we did last year or a couple of years ago now. We want to wear your gear. So Lexi's going to communicate. We communicate via our workplace channels, via, these events where you have us. And as much as possible, we really want to show out in November and at iHeart EXP Day and with Extend a Hand. Just any and every chance you guys get, we would love to have your contribution, your partnership, and your support. So Holly, thank you for wanting to get involved. We hoped that this session would inspire some of you to plug in if you haven't been involved yet. And for those of you that are, thank you. You are absolutely delivering EXP's heartbeat, and you are helping so many people. I can just say personally, reviewing some of the requests that come in through our Extend a Hand, there are so many of your EXP family members that are in need every day, just as it's true, in so many places across the world. So anything that you can do to help them, to extend a hand, to lift them up during challenging times, we would love to offer you that platform. And again, want to thank you, Mike, Alexi, and Scott, for your leadership and your support. And everybody, we're honored that you joined us in this session. We encourage